what is rewarded is repeated. So even better than the mothering or the this, you're not giving me this, or you're not doing this, or whatever, is when he does that one thing that you want or that you like. Make sure they know about it. Like reward that.
Well, we are joined by our kitchen couples, each in our own little kitchen boxes that you see around here. We've got Mike and Diane. We've got Eric and Kara and Dan and Danielle. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Dr. Mike on the beach. I always love the scenery there on the beach. It's captivating, but I got to listen to what he's saying too.
Yeah.
Emotionally disconnected men, and that's a touchy topic, maybe.
You know what? That is a biggie for a lot of women.
Yeah.
Across the country, as we do our seminars, our marriage seminars, I find a lot of women struggle with this, it's one of our top needs, is to be emotionally connected. But men, if you're not used to that, if you weren't raised that way, like Dr. Mike said, it can be a real challenge, a real struggle.
Well, I grew up rooming with my brother.
Yes.
Pretty much all my growing up years. We shared a room, and then even in college we ended up on football scholarships in the States, and we roomed together in college, and so we just kind of knew our own way of communicating, and we would just kind of grunt, and we know what each other means, and we didn't use a lot of words and go really deep into the
True
emotional
story.
conversations.
True story.
And so like I didn't really know how to connect emotionally with Anne. I had something I had to learn, but it put some effort into it. Eventually, got there, but I'm still learning.
Well, I think it's a steep learning curve for most guys. What do you think? What do you guys think?
Yeah, honestly, I am my father's son.
By the way, he's my son.
That's right. That's right. I
Yeah.
do admit to being emotionally disconnected, and probably because like my friend group growing up through high school and everything, we were all these manly, large, tough guys, and I'm probably even had a mindset of if there's a man who's emotional, that's a sign of weakness, and so I have since been converted to the other way, and I know now that showing emotions is healthy. And
I remember feeling in our third year of marriage that there was a shift, that before that I just felt like we weren't really connecting. Like, yes, we were together every day, we were married and all of that stuff, but I just remember feeling like I don't really feel connected to Eric. And somewhere in our third year it just changed, and I think probably because our communication changed. I found that Dr. Mike, all of his topics, they all involve communication and good communication.
Very practical teachings,
like
yeah.
He doesn't realize that maybe he's not connected. So I think that's a perfect opportunity for us to open up. But also I think too with social media and just media in general, that they make it seem like guys have all the answers and they just know the right cues and what to do. And so we expect that, but that's not always the case.
I love that Dr. Mike said, don't just assume that your husband isn't all in because he might express himself differently or something like that. And I agree that you need to lead with affirmation. I have learned, and I feel like I've gotten better with, okay, girls listening, your husband doesn't want to be mothered when you're trying to change him or something. You want to do things in a positive way, but resist the urge to parent your spouse. So just be careful of that. He was talking about trying to encourage change and helping them along, but I would just say that as a warning for sure.
Right. So that would be the stick side, and then there's the carrot side. And I would say, I actually talk about this when I talk about leadership things in worship team training and stuff, but that what is rewarded is repeated. So what even better than the mothering or this, you're not giving me this, or you're not doing this, or whatever, is when he does that one thing that you want or that you like. Make sure they know about it. Like reward that. Yeah, affirmation is one of the best ways to, because there's something in us that likes that and responds to that and wants that. We want to do more of that because I like what I saw in you. I like what you saw in me. I want to be that man that you were happy with. I want to do that more. So because we're not willfully being whatever lacking, we want to. I think most men, we want to do better. So when you let us know, hey, you got it right there. Okay, mental note. I want to do more of that. I want to do that more.
So you're responding to feeling successful rather than feeling like a failure.
Right. And men tend to gravitate towards the things that they feel successful at and want to do that more. And they don't want to do the things that we don't feel successful at.
I agree. And we have to remember too that most people change partners because they don't want to change themselves. So we have to remember that we have to make an effort to let our spouses know, like Dan just said, I appreciate what you did for me today. I love that. That was awesome. And when you do that, they will continue to do that. They don't want us nagging them and telling them the negative things. They want to hear the positive things. So it's important that we pour positivity into our relationship, and we will get good from that.
Oh, she's so smart, and I want to apologize on behalf of all the guys, ladies, or on behalf of all the guys out there, because I was just like them. Yeah, I was just like every one of them, and so I want to say this: asking questions. Yeah, like you ever be like around people who all they do is talk about themselves all the time? What really makes you interesting, what really makes you engaging is when you ask people questions about themselves. Guys, we're not wired that way, right? Our job is to kind of tell them the hill that I jumped or the river that I swam. That's kind of what we're wired that way. But when we learn to ask questions, it's magic. And then when we ask the right questions, is out of this world.
Fireworks.
Yes, a couple of examples. One is that question, what's most important to you? Another is, what's the biggest challenge in our marriage? And what is the most important thing I can do? And when we learn to ask questions, it really unlocks, I think, the key to a discovery of a much more intimate, much more trustworthy relationship.
Absolutely.
Good.
And that's the key to opening up emotionally between the two of you. That's excellent. Really good.
Okay, well, this discussion could keep going and going. I think we're all connecting here very well emotionally, but we got to move on. So thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
More A Better Us still to come, so stay with us.
As you see me talk, you see how my hands are going and what's
Passionate.
happening right now. I am passionate. And so when I talk, sometimes it's she doesn't disagree with what I'm saying. It's how I say it.